Hello and welcome. This is a brand new endless endurance race that has not been seen before on YouTube as far as I know. Now, I always give credit where credit's due and I know about this. Here you go. This is the person that discovered this. I did not discover this. I put it to the test to see how difficult it was going to be, and it is difficult. So, tilt beat control, steering sensitivity 0 is what I prefer. All assists off might not be required, because we're not going to be taking any cuts. Now, I will accidentally end up off track once in a while. It will not be advantageous when I do it. Cutting really isn't advantageous here. Like, well, corner one you could cut, and I was testing that. I'm not going to do that. I want to just show you guys what this is like without doing that. This is more difficult than driving this car at Le Mans, or the 24 hours of Le Mans. The 24-hour circuit, it's harder than that. I know that because I can go very far there, and here, I can't. Now, of course, if you've watched my videos on this before, you know the most important question is it profitable? Not is it possible. It's about, is it profitable? And we will get into that. But I just wanted to show you, this is difficult. And sometimes people ask me, are there races you can do that don't involve off-track cuts? Yes, there actually are quite a few. There's one at Indianapolis Motor Speedway that is possible endlessly. There's another one that's possible, but you can't go very far once you hit the endless point, so never mind that. The one that's possible is in the Nissan Skyline Group A BNR 32, which is over in the Pro Series. Then there are several cars you can run at Melbourne. And tell me, where would you take an off-track cut at Melbourne? Well, obviously nowhere. So actually the second best paying endless endurance race in the game is at Melbourne in the Ferrari 412 T2 or F14T. I prefer the 412. It's got a little bit more grip, and I prefer that. And, well, there are some you could do. You can do Porsche short track without cuts in many cars. It's just, it's just going to take more time. Okay, let's warp ahead here, because you've seen 2 laps of me driving it. That's how you have to drive this. Very aggressively, but also very carefully. You can't get damaged. This is brutal. If you get damaged, you can't keep on going very long. So, there's the rub, is not getting damaged. Okay, so this corner coming up is brutal. First of all, it's brutal in a car like this. And also because the competition starts to lose it there. Now, when you get to the perpetual point, the cars are faster than fully upgraded. And then you get this, kamikaze bots. You gotta watch out for that, which is another problem here at Hockenheim Ring. So, you get kamikaze bots that are probably 5% faster than we are. Now, they don't take the corners as good as us, so you gotta catch them in the corners. But the acceleration rate and top speed is definitely higher than a fully upgraded car. And they do that because these races are supposed to end. But in a car like this, you can keep it going. Now, this does beg the question, can another car do an endless endurance race here? I'm actually going to say I don't know, because before I used to say no one could do an endless endurance race here. But as my Facebook friend has shown, yes, it is possible. It's just very difficult. Now, this gets so difficult because you never know where they're going to come from. My timer's very low, as you can see. I'm very early, so he is going to actually take this full throttle. And then, because I'm passing him in the braking zone, that turkey. It's really hard to anticipate that. Usually they don't do that unless you're passing them just before the braking zone, so I'm a little bit perplexed. That corner is full throttle in this car. Very few cars that you can do that in. Volkswagen IDR, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and maybe a couple more that maybe I just am not aware of. Very few cars can take that full throttle. Corner 1, full throttle in this car. Amazing. It's an amazing car. Heavy braking zone here, of course. On the throttle nice and early to take advantage of this. And watch. I was on the throttle before they were. They're going to start to drive away from me. Because they're faster than fully upgraded. I'm not damaged. So I'm going to brake a little bit earlier, because I got to get around all this nonsense, and look at this madness. Let's back that up for a second. This is crazy. I pass this guy, another guy comes flying by, and the other guy loses it. Do you have any idea how hard it is to adjust to that when you're already committed to a braking zone? Like, when you're committed to a race line, you can't just change it. It doesn't work that way. So you have to anticipate, what are the bots going to do? There, I ended up off track a bit. It was horrible. I would have had him if I didn't do that. But look at him. He gave me the line. That's really good. I was in my race line. And then you got to be careful. You might notice here, I can run over here without it being off track. By the way, there's a massive hop here sometimes. You might have noticed my car getting really airborne once in a while. You got to be careful when you're airborne. If you're steering aggressively while you're airborne, your car can actually wildly turn in the air. Whoa! I think he might have been taken out. He shouldn't have been losing it there. I think he got taken out by a kamikaze bot. And then sometimes these guys are really overbraking this corner because there's traffic jams here. Look at this. Oh, this time most of them took it well, but you can see someone up ahead didn't. If you take a look at the black marks on that corner, you can see how often the bots are losing it there. So I should catch up nicely here. Then I've got to be careful. What's he going to do? Oh! Sometimes the bots don't know where you are. He thought I was on the inside line, so he moved over to give me the inside, that I wasn't on the inside. Sometimes people think bots are taking them out. Actually, it's just a little bit of a programming glitch of them misunderstanding where we are. Okay, check this out. Nice. Let's warp ahead some more. Okay, now I'm pretty deep into the perpetual point. Pretty hard to go this far without doing some endless endurance style racing and going all out from the start. I think, I could be wrong, but I don't think you can get this far with clock management. But anyways, as you can see, the bots are really tightly grouped, which is your sign that, okay, is he going to go kamikaze? Oh, lovely. That sounded like damage, didn't it? I wasn't anticipating him to go kamikaze. And I was committed to my race line. There was nothing I could do. Honestly, by the time it happened, there was nothing I could do. So, oh well. I'll check the windshield in a bit here. You can't do a quick check in the middle of a race in this particular car. Ooh, I overdrove that. So I've got to wait till I'm in a decent spot. Some people say, man, you check your windshield at weird times. Yes, but I'll wait for a little bit. I'm not quite sure if I need to know as soon as it's damaged. Oh, I can cut a little bit there. Nuts. I need to know when I'm damaged because it affects my handling in this car. Of course, my top speed is affected too, but cornering is what I worry about. So let's look. Big crack. Oh yeah, that's trouble. So that means I need to be a little bit more careful when I'm cornering. Certain corners I've been taking full throttle just barely. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful on, add a little bit of a lift point, maybe brake for a bit. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so that's what I mean, is they're going to start to lose it because they're faster than fully upgraded and the AI can't handle the corners as well. So, off track there, didn't mean to do that. Definitely wasn't beneficial. So this, I'm not willing to take full throttle. So very slight lift point. You see that? Very slight lift point. And then I want to get to the throttle nicely here, right on him. So hopefully I catch him in the last corner. There we go. Beautiful. And catch this guy before corner one. No, I'm going to have to brake. Nuts. Don't want to brake. Ooh, off track a little bit there. Okay, so how far can I keep this going? Well, like my tire looks great, right? But there's a problem, and the problem is handling, and your braking points are really thrown off because this car does take quite a hit to top speed when you get maximum damage. So I start to get into all sorts of different trouble here. We're going to warp ahead to where this ends, which is not much further. 2 laps after where I was is where this is ending, and then I will show you the profitability, which is not very good. I sped up the footage a bit because slowing down was taking a while. 17 minutes and 23 seconds of actual race time, only 602 frames per minute, guys. That's pretty horrible, and I'm fully upgraded. At Le Mans, I'm earning over triple that amount per minute, like 1930. So here's the video at Le Mans. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye now.